there's two items to note here. The first is we are leaving with 100% state of charge. So again, as a reminder, those dashed lines on the screen serve as a warning that regenerative braking is not in full force until those dashed lines completely disappear. Secondly, we have a rare opportunity, since I normally don't charge the car to 100%, to see what our total range of the car currently is, and it's at 321 miles. I commonly get asked the question, what happens to range over time as the batteries start to age and degrade and you put mileage on the car? And it's fairly typical to see about 5 to 10% range loss over the first couple of years, and then it stabilizes from there on out. In my case, I actually purchased the car with 315 miles of range, and I'm now at 321, a gain of 6 miles. You might ask yourself, how is that possible? Well, I bought the car very early on, and so over time, this just shows the power of over-the-air software updates that Tesla does. They're always looking to make enhancements and optimize the car. And so this optimization that they've done over the past couple of years has led to an efficiency gain, and they actually brought that original 315 range up to 330. Of which I've lost 9 miles. So since my car is nearly 5 years old, with approximately 50,000 miles, I'm quite happy with only a 9-mile loss and actually still having my range be above what it was when I purchased it.
So our electric Flies is back out on the road. We are taking an extended weekend trip to go leaf peeping. It's going to be about 1,000 miles, so much shorter than our last one, but we are leaving later in the day, so we'll see how our kids do on this trip. Well, we are already off to a great start because we left late. Our children are already fighting more than they did on our last road trip. And this guy over here forgot to he took the car out of autopilot and then took a phone call in which he then forgot to take his exits, and now we're backtracking during rush hour, although at least traffic's moving a little bit and it's a little bit of an extra delay.
Well, it costs about 10 minutes.
So that, my friends, is why you should always have your autopilot on when you're in a Tesla.
Yep.
It's about 9 p.m. and we're pulling into our second charging stop of the night. We are in Fort Valley at a Buc-ee's, and if you are not familiar with Buc-ee's, there's almost like a cult following for them. This is actually our first time at one, and there are so many gas station pumps and also, conveniently, so many charging stations in the back. So we'll let you know how it goes.
Alright, so as you can see, we're currently trickle charging here right now with our standard 110 outlet. Although one additional item that we picked up for this road trip is actually an extension cable for your standard 1430 dryer outlet. You know, I thought about it a little bit, and I figured that a good 50-foot cord could reach the dryer outlet in a lot of places that we stay. I thought about a 1450, although if it's a 1450, it's usually going to be for an EV, so you're going to have easy access to it without needing an extension cable. And the 1030 is more outdated, so I figured this is really the one to go with. So we're going to give this a shot here, and this will probably give us about 22 miles of range per hour instead of the 4 miles of range per hour that we get with the standard 110 outlet. And then right over here is where we have the dryer right through that window. So I plan on hooking it up there, bringing it out the window, and then we can connect it to the car right here. Probably won't even need half this length.
And this is your current situation. You're plugged into an outlet outside here somewhere?
Yeah. So it's just our standard 50-foot extension cable, and similar to what we did at the previous one.
Tested by the motion, loving this devotion.